So first thing to do is to find the lines and the pegs before you set up the glide ball. And one of the ends goes from the bottom to the top of the peg, pull it through and put in a knot, leaving about 1 to 2 centimeters, pulling it tight and leaving some excess at the bend so it doesn't come undone. On the other side of the line, you just put the same knot with a similar distance of line left. That's it, and you do that twice. So you cut the cable ties to release the lines, and now you're ready for assembly. To put down the mat, you're going to need the third peg out of the bag to secure the mat. In the back of the mat there is a hole. You put the mat down on the floor. Before you put in the peg, it's probably best to get a screwdriver and just push down so there's no hard bits in the ground so you don't damage the peg. Then you put in the peg and push it down. Going to put in the pegs. Make sure the lines are apart when you put them down on the ground. The first thing you do is put the ball on the mat, 3/4 away on the mat from the peg. If you put it too close, there is a chance you might hit the peg and it might break. So put it 3/4 from the back. Pull out the ball line tight, because the pegs are put inside the ball line and no wider than the ball line. Just put them in. Again, to make it easy and not have to push too hard, make a hole with a screwdriver, avoiding stones, push it in, and the other one, make a hole, push it in, so the lines aren't wider than the ball line. To set up the pole, you need the 3 poles, the Y connection and the ground peg. First thing is put the ground peg in the longest pole, then attach the Y connector, put in the other 2 poles, make sure they go to the bottom each one so they don't have space, and then put it on the floor with the Glideball logo down. To connect the ball to the lines, you find one end of the line with a knot, you put it through the ball, connect it to the top of the Y pole, then for the other one, put it through the other hole and connect it to the other side of the Y pole. And then pick up the pole and walk away with the pole until the lines are tight. Put it in the ground. Check for knots by holding the line and sliding down to feel if there's any knots. If there is any knots, take them out. The final stage, to put on the guide line, put it over the Y pole left and right. Make sure the tightener is down the bottom. Hook in the 7 peg, pull it tight, making sure that the pole and the mat and the 7 pegs are all in line, ready to play. To shorten the glide ball, you pull out the 7 peg, pull out the pole and wind up the lines. 1, 2, 3, to any distance, put in the pole, do the other side. 1, 2, 3, get the 7 peg and retighten the lines. Ready to play. To pack up, take off the guide lines, take out one of the lines and attach it to the other one, so 2 to one side of the pole. Pull out the other 2 poles and wind up both lines round the hooks. Nice and tight. This will stop the lines knotting up and makes the second time of setting up much easier. When you get near the bottom, you pull out the pegs and put everything in the bag supplied. Put it tight, ready for next time.